Okay, here are a few questions from the review for the midterm that you requested to see worked out. So this is from the cumulative review. This is going to be numbers 24 and 25. First thing I do is highlight or label my given information. So in red, I've labeled the bisector here. So OB bisects AOC, so that makes angles 4 and angle 5 congruent. Then the next thing I labeled in green was EC being perpendicular to OD. So then that made a right angle on this side and a right angle on this side. So the next thing I needed to do is figure out what was my given information in number 24. So in number 24, they told me that number 2 was equal to 3x and angle 3 was equal to 2x minus 4. Now, I also realized that I had vertical angles here. So I could see that this angle here, angle 2, was vertical to angle 5. So then if angle 2 is 3x, so is angle 5, which was also congruent to angle 4 because of the bisector. So then from there, I realized that these three angles here, 3, 4, and 5, were all sitting on a straight angle. So I took each piece, 2x minus 4 plus 3x plus 3x, and set it equal to 180. And then here's the work down here. Once I solve for x equals 23. Then for number 25, same given. I had this angle here, AOC, being bisected. And then I also had the perpendicular lines. So EC was perpendicular to the OD. So remember that makes right angles. Perpendicular lines form right angles. So all I needed to do here, if you notice, they gave me quite a bit of information, but all I needed was angles 1 and 2 because I knew that those were complements. So I just set angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 90, plugged in and solved for x, and x equals 31. Then the next group of problems that you wanted to see was from the cumulative review for that one. The reason why I wanted to make this video is there was just way too much going on here. So the first thing I did was label all of the given. So in blue, I have AB bisecting angle DHF. So right here was angle DHF. And if it was bisected, and I already was given that AHD was 60, then I knew that this angle over here was also 60, so I put that in there because those angles were bisected. Then the next piece of information I highlighted in red were the perpendicular lines forming the right angles. Then the next piece of information in green that I labeled were the parallel lines. And over here, the pink, it was already in the picture. They already had 60 degrees there. Okay, so when I have something that looks like this and it's asking for a lot of different pieces, sometimes I take the time, fill in the whole picture, or you could do it step by step. Now, so the first thing it wants me to find is FHD. And if you come over here, FHD goes from F to H to D, and you can see that it's made up of 60 plus 60, and that's going to be 120. Now GHB, that was given to me from the beginning because of the perpendicular lines, and GHB is right here, and I can see that it's 90 degrees. Then my next question is asking for HDE. So HDE is over here, this angle, and we have the green parallel lines, so I know that this angle and this angle are same side interior, they're supplements. So if I do 180 minus 60, I know that HDE, this angle right here, is 120. The next one is AHG. Again, AHG is already labeled for me because of the perpendicular lines. Go ahead and do this in red. So AHG is 90 degrees. The next angle is BHC. So BHC is right here, and it's vertical to this one, so that's 60 degrees. The next one is HDC, so that one would be right here. And again, remember we have our parallel lines, so it would be alternate interior because of the parallel lines. Here's my transversal, so this one is also 60 degrees. Now, as you can see, your picture is getting really messy here. You could have also found this one because it's sitting on a straight angle with this one. So again, there's more than one way usually to go about finding these. I still have 3 more to find. Okay, the next one it wants me to find is FHG. FHG is this little one right here. Well, you can already see that it's part of this right angle that's here. So if part of it's already 60, you know, that leaves you 30 for FHG. The next one is DHC. And DHC is this angle right here. And again, one way that you could figure this out is realize that you have a straight angle, and you already have, for the straight angle, you already have 60 plus 60, so then that leaves DHC as also 60. And then lastly, HCD, which is this one down here. And again, that one is also going to be 60 degrees. Because again, we have our parallel lines here. Here's our transversal, and it's alternate interior to that one. So again, it gets kind of messy, but again, you can either choose to fill it all the way in or just take it step by step. And then the last question that you want, chapters 1 to 3, was from cumulative review 1 through 4. And this is question number 8. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and draw my quadrilateral. So I have a visual. E, F, G, H. Go in the same order that it's given here. Notice it's telling me that EF is parallel to HG. It's telling me the measure of angle E is y plus 10. The measure of angle F is 2y minus 40, angle H, 3y minus 31, and it wants me to find the measure of angle G. Okay, so we're dealing with a quadrilateral here. We don't know if it's a parallelogram, but we do have one set of parallel sides. So we know that EF is parallel to HG. So what I'm going to do to find the value of y is I'm going to use this as a transversal, and I know that when I have parallel lines in a transversal that these two angles are same side interior and they're supplements. So I'm going to go ahead and add y plus 10 plus 2y minus 31, set it equal to 180, combine my y's, combine my constants, move the 21, 3y equals 201, divide by 3, and y equals 67. Now, what I need to do is realize that if I draw another transversal over here, that these two angles are also supplements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the value of this angle. So I'm going to plug in 67 for y. 134 minus 40, and I find out that this angle here is 94. So then I can do 180 minus 94, and the measure of angle G is 86 degrees.